Hello and welcome back to Mainichi Japan Vid. I'm bringing you a video about Japan every single day. So today I want to talk about Net Cafe. I don't know if you've watched my previous video, but I was talking about Yakobasu, which is the night bus, which is amazing way to travel and a cheap way. And like I talk about its advantage and disadvantage in the video. Definitely check it out if you're interested. Now I want to talk about Net Cafe. What's a net cafe? And it's basically internet cafe, right? I'm not even sure how you're supposed to write it in English, but anyway. And this is sometimes also called manga kissa. Manga is manga, the most amazing literature ever. And kissa is from kissaten, which basically means cafe. So it's like either manga cafe or net cafe. And this is your cheap accommodation in Japan. Say you're young, you're traveling in Japan, don't have money. I suggest, uh, s- well, I do suggest also getting hotels, right? So especially if you're traveling for a long time, get hotels. But like sometime if you're like in just like I'm just saying 1 day and all the hotels are expensive, like net cafe is a decent option. Well, caveat here, like if all of the hotels are expensive, it means like there are many tourists, so you might actually not get a net cafe. Yeah, uh, I have stories about that as well. So net cafe is basically a cafe where you can use the internet. It's like a PCbang, I guess, in Korea where you can play a game. I don't know in Japan. Maybe you surf. And then you usually would have like a huge library of manga. And so the actual books that you can browse and just read. So yeah, I almost never use the internet in net cafe, maybe to watch YouTube. I usually would go to read the manga and sleep. Okay, why can you sleep? Well, net cafe, you have just say layout from the top, right? This net cafe, you have rooms, you have small rooms, private rooms. So it's not like if you are a fan of Korean, like especially webtoon, you might have seen like the people playing the PCbang, and there's like just like a huge table with several computers, like monitors, right? And then everyone sitting next to each other. And this is good because they're gaming, right? And sometimes they're gaming with friends, so they want to look at each other. Here, it's private rooms, so you're alone in this room, alone, 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 right? And then you have two options, which is either to have a mat. On this, the net cafe have experience. So if you have a mat, you have just like, let me draw the room. This is like the room, right? Room, and then it's just a mat, a mat, padded mat, and then there's like a small table, and then the monitor, and you can just sleep on this. You can just sleep. It's amazing. It's amazing, especially when you're sleepy, when you're traveling, and you're out of option. You didn't book hotel, and you're like you didn't think you would be stuck in this city, but somehow you're stuck here. If you see in that cafe, it's like it's oh my god, I get to sleep tonight. The other option is just like a chair. What is it called? A lazy boy or something? Also great for sleeping. Like I don't know which one I would recommend, depending on what you like. But this is like a chair. I mean, depending on net cafe, right? It might not all be equal. But even this is good enough for sleeping, or maybe even better, depending on who you ask. But it's amazing. And obviously, here you have like the computer, right? The computer itself, I think, it has a browser. Uh, I don't know. I'm not. It's called Netcafe, but I don't use much of the computer. What I do usually is just like go to the library. So let me draw it from the top again, right? Say like this is the entrance, and then you have like these are like the private rooms, private, private, private. Then you'll have like this is library of manga. I'm an avid manga reader, so I usually just be going to read the manga and just borrow manga and then sleep. If I'm just tired, I just sleep. But sometimes if you're early, right? You borrow the manga. And like it's like I think you get like 6 hour package, 12 hour package, and it's not that expensive. Like I've used this as a replacement for a hotel. Great. Like I think the price compared to like a cheap hotel might not be that different, but you get manga, which you don't get in a hotel. And one more amazing thing, you can order food, but I usually don't because you can just leave the bag, right? You can just leave your bag in the room and like go out a bit and go find something to eat. Like it's kind of like a hotel. And then you can there's usually like a drink bar, so you can like get drink like I don't know, chocolate milk like Milo or something, and then or you can get tea, right? You can just get drink. So that's great. While you're reading, you're just filling up empty calories. Okay, but like you get to drink something, right? And they have a bathroom. They usually have a shower room. I mean, depending on the time, if when it's busy, it's not as good because you have to wait for other people. But if you're like on holiday, right? You're not busy, you're not in a rush. Just wait, and then you ask the receptionist, like, "Can I get the key to the bathroom?" They give it to you. I think you have like 15 minutes, maybe 30 minutes max. I can't recall exactly. I think at least 15 minutes. And then they also have like a hair dryer in it. So like you can just go night, arrive there, like sleep, and then the next morning, like shower. I would even recommend it just to shower if you're like, if you take the night bus and then you arrive somewhere like 5:30, go there, sleep 2 hours, and then shower, and then you're ready to, I don't know, meet friends, have fun, you know, net cafe. Definitely approved. Oops, I was throwing. Wait, one sec. Yeah, this is a thumbs up. Approved. Yeah. So if you didn't know about the existence of Netcafe, I mean, I guess you do if you like Japan. Definitely recommended. The only drawback is I think you need to have membership, depending on Netcafe though. Some didn't have to, some had to. You had to have membership, and yeah, so those might be a bit more annoying, but you might be able to do it passport. I was like resident of Japan at the time, so it was easy. I don't know. I think should be possible. Yeah, that's Net Cafe. Recommended. Osusume in Japanese. Okay, that's it for today's video. See you in the next video. Oops. This is not what I wanted to do.